Howdy. Welcome back to One Rental at a Time. What I want to do in this video for you is fix a problem that I've had. In some of my long live streams that go 2 or 3 hours on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, in the middle of those live streams, people will ask the question, what are you doing now? How would you start now? And I give the answer of what's shifted from what worked in the last decade and what's working currently. Because people will say, I reached financial freedom in less than 10 years as the average person, even though I didn't have a good starting position, because I was investing in the last 10 years. But how would you start now? In the last 10 years, what really worked for me on most of my purchases, and about half my portfolio was purchased after 2020. Even on those purchases, this is what worked. Speed. Knowing my market, knowing area average rents, making offers as fast as I could within hours. My agent, my lender knew that if they didn't respond within an hour or two, I might move on to the next one to get that letter of pre-qualification quicker. Because I wanted the offer in before the seller knew that they were going to get a ton of offers over asking, waiving contingencies. So what I have here today is my friend Michael Zuber from One Rental at a Time. I found your stuff, Mike, in around 2018. I wish I found it around 2013. I think it would have cut a few years and a lot of stress off of my journey. But I want to ask you, what's shifted and what's working now compared to what worked for the last 10 years?
Yeah, one of the things I want to talk about, because I've been doing this 20 years, is when you do the work every day, you realize what is and isn't working. So I'll absolutely answer the question, but realize I have changed what's working probably half a dozen times. And I'm sure I will change another half a dozen times. But what is working today with high prices and high rates as we're going into this season that is slowing down? It is very simple. I am simply tracking days on market. In my market, I'm looking for days on market over 30 days. Why am I doing that? Because if you are a seller of a non-perfect property below the median that will not pass FHA or VA, and you need to sell in the winter, you're probably motivated. And it is my job as an investor to only do great deals in a high interest rate environment. So what does that mean? If you have a property that's in my buy box over 30 days, you are probably going to get an offer that's you may consider disrespectful. I don't consider it disrespectful because I am writing a number that makes sense for my yield calculation or cash on cash. But I can guarantee you every one I've done so far is about 30% below asking. Now, what happens then? Most of them are shocked, upset, pissed off. They say no, and sometimes don't even counter. What do I do then, Dion? I set an alert to follow up in 7 days, and I do it again, and I follow up. Now, I write lots of offers. I have lots of relationships, but the key is I write great deals that make sense to me with high cost of capital, and I follow up. That's what's working today. It is finding great deals. We are continually finding opportunities where there are truly motivated sellers. I don't pay less price. I don't care about cost of capital. I wish cost of capital was 10%. That would mean even more motivated sellers and less competition. I like slower markets where I can find motivated seller. And here's the last thing I will close on. The market we are in today is the second best market I have seen in 22 years to find motivated sellers. Most of you have no idea that this is the second best market to find motivated sellers. It's not as easy as 2010, but it is the second best market to find motivated sellers. So I'm excited.
I agree. And I think some people get confused with that when they hear the best market. And the reason they get confused is they think best market means it's easiest to buy. No, it's the best market, easiest to identify a motivated seller. Because for that last 10 years, even if you had an offer accepted, you still had no idea if they were motivated. That was just the number that worked for them. Now, once it sits long enough and they counter or accept an offer with something that's closer to what you want, that tells you they're motivated. If they ignore you, if they respond rudely, not motivated.
Yeah.
This is the second time that because I watch the daily financial news with you at 7:30 every day on One Rental at a Time, 7 o'clock on Thursdays, I've purchased 2 places. So in 2020, I purchased a fourplex on January 6th of 2020. And interest rates, I wasn't paying attention. Prices started going up. We had an eviction moratorium. We had a pandemic. We had all these things going on where everybody was saying, don't buy. And prices were still going up. And then you were talking on One Rental at a Time, the daily financial news about interest rates.
Mhm.
I wasn't even tracking in 2020 that they were dropping as fast as they were. So not only did I acquire my triplex at the end, emptied out my retirement account to do that, but refinanced half my portfolio. Right? I wouldn't have, if I wasn't tracking what was going on in the market by watching your updates, I wouldn't have known that. And then this year, for about a year, that's been the mantra of watch days on market. We've got high prices, we've got interest rates going up. So I started that about a year ago. First, I was looking in Portugal for about 6 months. So I kind of lost that time, decided not to. But as soon as I started looking here, I found a couple of places that were on the market longer, made my offer, stuck to my guns. And here's the breakdown on this one. Listed at 500. I offered 4. They countered at 477. I offered 4. They counted at 444. They were stuck on these constant numbers. I offered 4. They countered at 422. And I walked away. Because the person who has the ability to walk away has the power.
Exactly.
They contacted me and said, does your 4 still stand? We closed at 4. It's got some work. I'm going to put about 50 into it. ARV, my soft ARV is like 750. The investors I know in the area say it's closer to 9 or maybe $1 million. So
Yeah, did you see that view? I mean, folks, if you haven't seen Dion's view, that's something to watch. I saw you need to create a bigger window for that second story, man. That's a beautiful view. Sorry.
This whole front is glass, and when I do the view, I'm showing through the door, like the videos that I've done of the view. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. I'm going to long-term rent it because I'm going to travel, but I think this is the perfect situation for midterm or short-term, just because of
For sure.
location. It's right on the water. I've got inflatable paddle boards here. Yeah, so terrible deal. Real estate sucks. Nobody should invest.
Yeah, don't buy.
Don't buy. All right, Mike, if people want to reach out with questions, how can they find you?
One rental at a time. I've been very diligent. That is my handle. I'm everywhere: website, Instagram, YouTube, books, all that good stuff.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Mike. I appreciate it. Until my next video, thanks for coming to my Dion Talk.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Imagine making a video where you talk about the view and then not showing it.
But not today.
This is what I get to see every night. And this is what I get to see every day.